Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another session of business communication. Let's look at basics of communication. Now, there are various communication theories, namely exchange theory, transactional analysis, Johari's rule. Let us look at each of them individually. What is exchange theory? This was developed by George Holmes. In this theory, the relationships are formed on the basis of reward. That is, relationship is formed in exchange of something. The purpose of this relationship is to maximize the benefit and minimize the cost. An example of exchange theory can be seen in an interaction of asking somebody out on a date. If the person says yes, you have gained a reward and are likely to repeat the interaction by asking the person out again or by asking someone else. Second theory is transactional analysis. It's a social theory and is based on ego. It helps us determine the different ego states. There are three ego states according to this theory: parent ego, adult ego, and child ego. Parent ego, in this behavior, thoughts and feelings are copied from parents or parental figures. Adult ego state, behaviors, thoughts, and feelings which are in direct response from the here and now. Child ego, behavior, thoughts, feelings are replayed from childhood. Our third theory is a very popular theory. This is a technique that helps people better understand their relationships with themselves and others. There are four quadrants in Johari's beliefs, namely open, blind, hidden, unknown, or a blind spot. Let us look at each of them individually. What exactly is open quadrant? This quadrant shows the behavior, motives, attitudes, knowledge, skills of an individual that he is aware of and is willing to share with others. Blind, it is a part of personality that is invisible to us but visible to others. Example, non-verbal communication, few characters that we are not aware of. Hidden area is the information that you hide from others, but it is known to oneself. Unknown or blind spot. Unknown to self, but known to others. Let's look at what are the characteristics of communication. Communication process is a two-way process. There is a sender as well as a receiver. It is a continuous process. It is a never-ending process. It is very, very essential. There is a purpose why you're communicating. It's pervasive across all organizational levels. What are the principles of 7 C's? What are the principles of communication? There are 7 C's, very popularly known, the 7 C's of communication: consciousness, courteous, correctness, credibility, complete, consideration, and creativity. Similarly, a couple of authors also quote as 4 S's of communication, which is sincerity, shortness, simplicity, and strength. How does miscommunication happen? The feeling that we have communicated enough. Negative work environment, crossing the long channel for delivery of message, perception, lack of ownership among employees, cross-cultural issues. How to prevent miscommunication? Do not go by assumptions. There is no end to communication. Talking is the best medium possible. Create a positive environment, respect diversity, and one should always hone their communication skills. What are the challenges in communication? Challenges while sending a message are the ideas could not be very clear. The medium chosen is either wrong or inappropriate. There are noises or breakdowns during communication. Noises and breakdowns are nothing but it could be no internet, no electricity, no power, no access to emails. These are noises or breakdowns, examples of noises and breakdowns. Challenges while receiving a message. Message ignored due to missed or information clutter. There are so many messages that one receives on a daily basis that it is possible that you might miss out on important information. Meaning of message is not interpreted the way it is meant to be. Very, very important. The perception of the writer is to be understood and it has to come out very, very clear in the message. Low impact messages and consequent of poor response. Barrier to communication. Sender-oriented barrier, verbal, non-verbal communication, cross-cultural barrier, physical and other barriers. Let us spend some time on understanding what exactly is feedback. Now, there are two types of feedback. One is a constructive feedback and the other one is a destructive feedback. What is a constructive feedback? When my boss calls me and gives me a feedback in a positive way. For example, hey, you are doing pretty good. You just need to improve on the next quarter and you'll all be fine. Similarly, a destructive feedback. Destructive feedback is nothing but when my boss calls and ridicules me rather than being supportive. For example, hey, you are an utterly useless guy. You have absolutely no idea on how you should be doing work. Ensure you finish this work. Ensure you meet your target this quarter or I'm going to fire. This is destructive feedback. Constructive feedback always boosts the morale of the employees, whereas destructive feedback always puts them down. While giving the feedback, remember the following points. Avoid giving bitter feedback directly. Look at the areas that can be improved. Do not highlight the negative areas too much. Do not settle your personal scores while giving feedback. When forced to give a certain kind of feedback, explain limitations. Take time to give feedback. Thank you.